What up, is Marcus with Dynasty Football Dads, where we do daily Dynasty videos. We have a Jerry Jeudy signed free jersey. We're giving that away here very, very soon because we are so close to 1,000. And if you haven't been a subscriber yet, just all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, and all of a sudden, boom, 1,000 subscribers. We'll give that away to one of you guys for free. I even ship it to you. So one of the things that we're going to be talking about in this video is we are going to be talking about injured players. It seems like this is the start. And there's always a start. And it's now Cam Akers, it's now Michael Thomas going surgery. There is going to be plenty of other people that are going to get hurt even before they step on the field. And so that is, yes, a frustrating part about fantasy football, but even a more frustrating part about, like, if you're a dynasty contender and you're starting to lose players before it's even August. Like, that is super frustrating. So we need to learn a couple lessons, and not even learn a couple lessons, throw a couple points out there that's going to be super important. Number one, find your handcuff. If you have a running back, this is the time to find handcuffs. It's a dead zone in fantasy right now. A lot of people are waiting for their fantasy football rookie drafts, or we're in between kind of startup and rookie drafts, or we have already done our rookie drafts and we're just waiting for the season to start, waiting for some sort of preseason action. So this is a wonderful time to start getting your handcuffs before all of a sudden you're going to get, I swear, handcuffs, you'll all of a sudden you'll hear 5 people, oh, this is the number one running back. This is the number one running back. Oh, Gus Edwards is going to be amazing. And I've heard the same thing. Mark Ingram looks like he's 25. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, Gus Edwards looks amazing. And then a week later, Harbaugh is like, J.K. Dobbins is a 3-down number one running back in this league. You get all this talk, and all of a sudden people will use those kind of comments and be like, hey, his price should be higher. So before that even happens, because it happens, or people read it, because people read their stuff about their players, because I do too, and it's like, oh, look at that. Maybe he's getting some first-team reps, or Samaje Perine, oh, he could be really the goal line running back. It's like, it's all coach speak and all talk, but I want to get in before I hear those type of comments and start seeing preseason stuff, because you're going to see a lot of these starters and stars not performing in week 1 and week 2, and they're going to be like, see, he's taking first-team reps. And it's like, well, that's because Joe Mixon's just going to be chilling, sitting on the bench until week 3 or whatever it is. Anyways, I know that's a sidebar to say, buy your handcuffs now. I don't need a cough. Oh, my sidebar. My son, who is 4 months old, got RSV, which is not a super great virus to have. And so he had RSV. I have a picture of him up here. He's doing better now, but midweek, it was a pretty tough week. I mean, we went to the pediatrician. They're like, you might need to go to the emergency room. So for a first-time parent, of course, we're the Dynasty Dads. As the first-time parent, that was a little bit scary, a little bit worrisome, especially when you see your son not breathing, like using entire lungs, and kind of, it's like, I don't like that. And kind of almost wheezing, to the point of wheezing. We're like, okay, we were like on pediatrician standby on Wednesday. But today's Friday, of course. We're 98 degrees here, and we're not going to be going outside. So that's just, I just want to say, hey, he's doing better, and I got still a cough, so I might be coughing more. And I think that's probably how I got it, because I got it right after he started. I didn't get RSV, I just got, we get a common cold in adults. All right. Anyways, so get your handcuff now, super important. Number 2 is, if you're a contender, start looking at seeing what value you have now, because I can see this Michael Thomas injury just lingering on. I'm trying to figure out how to replace him now. Can you get the second wide receiver in the Saints? We don't know who that is, so that's kind of a no-go. But in some situations, we know who the backup's going to be. Like in the Calvin Ridley case, you know it's probably going to be Russell Gage or Zacharias. I don't know who. But when Julio went down, we knew it was going to be Calvin Ridley that was going to take the uptick, and we knew Russell Gage was going to take an uptick. So start thinking about those situations. If you have certain players, like I'm just trying to think one off the top of my head. If you have, I'm just trying to think of a team that would be a good bet. Because Michael Thomas is a bad example. But I was trying to even think of like DeAndre Hopkins, because DeAndre Hopkins now threatening he might not play, which is another thing. Like, be warned. So AJ Green a little bit longer in the tooth, but that might be a time that, like, hey, Christian Kirk's super low value right now. Let's just put a little bit of bets into Christian Kirk, because honestly, it might not be, if the Hopkins somehow decides to not play the season, Kirk might actually be a nice play in 2022 or 2021. So look at what can I do to try to solidify that position. If I have Michael Thomas, I'm trying to trade him for like Robert Woods plus something because I want to contend. If I'm in contending mode, if I'm okay with waiting a year, or if I'm okay with kind of withstanding, see if I can withstand some more injuries, then I'm okay with staying pat. Now, if you are in like rebuild mode, this is perfect time. I understand Michael Thomas is in his late 20s or getting towards the late 20s, but if you can buy him 75 cents, 60 cents on the dollar, if you can buy him cheaper now than you could, let's say 2 days ago, I think that that is a really good time for you to buy and then flip when it gets to be the time where he comes back on the field. You start hearing rumors, hey, I have Michael Thomas. I have a top 10 wide receiver. You're a team that just lost so-and-so, like Chris Godwin, or you lost whatever player it is. Last year we had like Julio, and we had all these different players that went down. There are going to be more wide receivers that go down. So how can we all try to learn from that, and how can we all go, okay, how can we all just try to benefit from some of these injuries, and how can we work around it? So anyways, the big key is when I'm rebuilding, that's one of my biggest things. Like I see injuries and I'm almost like a shark in water. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to try to flip these guys because I'm 5 months or probably Michael Thomas, probably going to be 3 months. So 3 months of me waiting on Michael Thomas is not going to hurt me at all. In fact, I'm probably going to lose more games if I'm in rebuild mode, which is perfectly okay. Cam Akers, same thing. I am throwing low offers, but not super low. Like I'm throwing, okay, I'll give you 2 seconds. If Cam Akers comes back, even if he comes back healthy, and he doesn't even have to step on the field, he's gonna have greater value than 2 seconds because you have to wait the year for him not doing anything, and that is not a punishment, but that is a devalued thing. You have a devalued asset as an asset that is not appreciating. It's just kind of sitting there, and then right before he comes back onto the field, if also looks good or doesn't get cut or anything crazy like that, the Rams don't draft another top running back or top 2-3 round running back, Cam Akers is gonna have more value. So you're putting the bet on like a year from now that value is going to go up. So I am buying injuries, and I did this a lot with my last couple teams a couple of years ago. I bought a lot of people that were hurt. Even last year, even in rebuilds, I was like, okay, what is Saquon's value? What is CMC's value? Like, what are some of these running backs' value? I do that because because it just people they see injuries and they just get devalued. They do because you can't use them. You can't use them if you're a competing team, and you can only have so many injuries before you go, oh crap, my team. It's just not gonna do it. It's just not gonna, or I can try to patch a roster together until my team comes back. I've had it before where I've been a contending team. I have sold off injuries, and then all of a sudden I go, man, I sold off way too much. So don't be that type of person. But try to find wiggle. So it's kind of a teeter-totter. Like, what do you want to do? Are you contending? Are you rebuilding? Like, if you're a contending team, this might be a time to be like, all right, can I withstand a couple more injuries? Because if I can, then I'm going to be trading Michael Thomas away. If I can't, then I'm probably just going to be sticking pat with Michael Thomas unless I get an offer that I can't pass down. But I've been sending offers now to Michael Thomas owners because I'm like, hey, I have depth at wide receiver, but I have like wide receivers like Robert Woods and Deontay Johnson and Jerry Jeudy and Chris Godwin. I have like those types of wide receivers. The wide receivers like 11 to 20. Well, 11 to 25. I don't really have a top 10 wide receiver. Chris Godwin's probably my closest thing to it, but I don't have a Calvin Ridley. I don't have an A.J. Brown. I don't have a Justin Jefferson. I don't have a CeeDee Lamb. I have really strong running backs, but I don't have that wide receiver one. And I think that's why I'm going after Michael Thomas, because I'm like, I have depth. If I can trade not as much depth away and hopefully just hold on with enough, like if I have 3 wide receivers in 2 spots or 4 wide receivers in like 3 spots, 2 or in a flex, then I can try to piecemeal. And wide receiver is one of those positions that you can throw a wide receiver 36 or 40, like an Nelson Aguilar or Cole Beasley or something in that slot and be fine for a couple of weeks. So just know that as well. I'm trying to think if there's any other advice I would have at this point. I mean, we are in dead zone. So like it's right now is kind of a big point. I talked about dead zone previously. It's like we need to figure out, okay, what can we do to utilize now? And it's now trying to attack injuries, attack handcuffs. Like those are important things. Or if you have injuries, start to piecemeal what you're going to do for the competing roster in 2021, because that is ultimately, if you're competing, you want a championship in 2021. You don't want to wait around. So again, I hope you learned a little bit. All right. So by the way, Patreon, I have officially, what is it, the 23rd? I'm giving this away in like I think I'm going to give this away in like a week and a half. So I'm not going to put an exact date, but early August, we have sign football, by the way. All you have to do is put $1 in Patreon. All $1. One single dinero. And if you put $1 in, you basically get a ping pong ball. It's going to be like the Tankathon, which is like the basketball thing. You throw a little ball in there. There might be 1,000 balls or whatever it is. If there's right now, I think there's maybe like 50 or 100. So if you put $1 in, you get a little ping pong ball, and it goes around, and I'm just gonna literally pick a one, and it's gonna be virtual. So I'm gonna do it virtually so you guys can see it. And whoever wins that on Patreon. And then we're gonna be giving away a jersey. And I will tell you what jersey it is probably soon here. And I'm gonna be adding somebody to the wheel of winning. So I got a lot of things to do. I've been worried about this like RSV stuff, so now I can start adding some stuff to this channel. And let me know what you'd like to see next, because we're still in the dead zone. All right, peace out. See you tomorrow.